The morning sun cast a golden glow over London as the royal household buzzed with quiet excitement. Inside Kensington Palace, Catherine, Princess of Wales, stood before her mirror, adjusting the delicate sapphire earrings that had once belonged to Princess Diana. The weight of the moment pressed gently on her shoulders. Today would mark a historic chapter in British royal history. Prince William moved through their private quarters with measured steps, his navy ceremonial uniform pristine and adorned with medals that told the story of his service and heritage. He paused by the window, watching the early crowds already gathering along the procession route. The responsibility of the day ahead reflected in his thoughtful expression as he considered what this coronation meant for their family and the nation. 9-year-old Prince George sat on the edge of his bed, his small hands trembling slightly as he tried to fasten the buttons on his formal attire. The young prince understood the importance of the day, though the full weight of his future role remained a distant concept. His younger sister, Princess Charlotte, danced around her room in her carefully chosen dress, her natural confidence shining through as she practiced the curtsy she had rehearsed countless times with her governess. 5-year-old Prince Louis bounced on his toes near the nursery window, his excitement barely contained as he watched the changing of the guard in the distance. His nanny gently reminded him about proper behavior during the ceremony, though his innocent enthusiasm brought smiles to everyone around him. The youngest member of the Wales family had a special talent for bringing lightness to even the most formal occasions. Catherine made her final rounds through the children's rooms, offering gentle encouragements and small adjustments to their outfits. Her motherly instincts balanced perfectly with her royal duties as she prepared her family for one of the most significant public appearances of their lives. Each child received a quiet moment with their mother, her calm presence steadying their nerves and building their confidence. The palace staff moved with practiced efficiency, ensuring every detail was perfect for the family's departure. Security personnel conducted their final checks while the royal protection team coordinated with authorities along the route to Westminster Abbey. The historic nature of the day demanded flawless execution, and everyone involved understood their crucial role in the proceedings. William gathered his family in their private sitting room for a moment of reflection before departing. He spoke quietly to his children about the honor of witnessing their grandfather's coronation and the importance of representing their family with dignity. Catherine added gentle reminders about protocol, while reassuring them that they would do wonderfully. Just as they always did during public engagements, the family shared a light breakfast together. Though appetites were diminished by anticipation and excitement, their conversation remained relaxed despite the magnitude of the day ahead, with William and Catherine working together to maintain a sense of normalcy for their children. Prince Louis managed to coax smiles from his siblings with his animated storytelling about the horses he hoped to see during the procession. As departure time approached, the family gathered their personal items and prepared for the journey to Westminster Abbey. Catherine took one last look in the mirror, ensuring her hat was perfectly positioned and her coat free of any wrinkles. William checked his pocket watch, a gift from his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, feeling her presence with him on this momentous day. The children lined up in the hallway, their excitement now mixed with the solemnity of the occasion. Palace staff offered final words of encouragement, while photographers captured intimate moments of the family's preparation. These behind-the-scenes glimpses would become treasured memories of a day that would be remembered for generations to come. Catherine knelt down to Prince Louis's level, straightening his tie and whispering words of encouragement. Her gentle touch and reassuring smile helped calm his pre-ceremony jitters while reinforcing the love and support that formed the foundation of their family unit. William watched his wife's natural ability to comfort and guide their children, feeling grateful for her partnership in both their personal and public lives. The sound of approaching vehicles signaled that their departure time had arrived. Security teams confirmed all preparations were complete, and the royal household staff took their positions for the family's grand exit. The Prince and Princess of Wales exchanged a meaningful look, understanding that they were about to step into history alongside their children. Outside, the world waited with bated breath for their appearance. Television crews from around the globe prepared to broadcast the family's departure to millions of viewers worldwide. The significance of the moment extended far beyond the borders of the United Kingdom, touching the hearts of people who had followed the royal family's journey through joy and sorrow, celebration and challenge. As they moved toward the door, William placed a protective hand on Catherine's back while she gathered the children close. Their unity as a family provided strength for the public duties ahead, and their love for each other would be evident to everyone who witnessed their grace and elegance throughout the historic day. The coronation awaited, and the Wales family was ready to take their place in this momentous chapter of royal history. The grand doors of Kensington Palace opened to reveal the Wales family in their full ceremonial splendor. Catherine appeared first, her elegant coat dress flowing gracefully as she stepped into the morning light. The carefully chosen outfit, in a shade of royal blue that complemented her sapphire jewelry, caught the sunlight beautifully and created an immediate sense of majesty and refinement. Prince William emerged beside his wife, his military bearing evident in every step. The couple's coordinated appearance spoke of years of partnership and shared dedication to their royal duties. Their children followed in order of age, each looking remarkably composed despite the enormity of the occasion. The sight of the complete family together created a powerful image of continuity and hope for the future of the monarchy. Prince George walked with careful dignity, his resemblance to his father unmistakable in his formal attire. The young prince had grown noticeably taller in recent months, and his increasing maturity showed in his thoughtful expression and measured pace. Despite his youth, he seemed to understand the historical significance of the day and carried himself with appropriate gravity while still maintaining the natural charm of childhood. Princess Charlotte's confidence shone brightly as she navigated the steps with practiced ease. Her dress, chosen specifically for the occasion, complemented her mother's outfit while allowing her own personality to shine through. The 7-year-old princess had developed remarkable poise during public appearances, and her natural grace made her seem far older than her years as she prepared to witness her grandfather's coronation. Prince Louis brought up the rear of the family group, his boundless energy temporarily contained but still visible in his bright eyes and animated expressions. The youngest Wales child had a remarkable ability to capture public attention with his genuine reactions and unfiltered enthusiasm. His parents had prepared him carefully for the solemnity of the occasion, while allowing his natural spirit to remain intact. The waiting motorcade gleamed in the morning sun, with each vehicle polished to perfection for the historic journey. Security personnel took their positions with quiet efficiency, their presence reassuring but unobtrusive. The careful coordination required for transporting the royal family safely through London's crowded streets had been planned. Meticulously for months in advance, Catherine helped ensure each child was properly settled in their designated seats while William confirmed final details with their security team. The family's luggage, though minimal for such a short journey, included small comfort items for the children and emergency supplies that might be needed during the long ceremony ahead. Every contingency had been considered and prepared for by the dedicated palace staff. As the motorcade began to move, curious onlookers pressed against the palace gates for glimpses of the departing family. Early rising royal enthusiasts had positioned themselves strategically along the route, hoping to catch sight of the Wales children during their journey to Westminster Abbey. The excitement of these dedicated supporters added to the festive atmosphere surrounding the coronation celebrations. The children pressed their faces to the windows, marveling at the crowds that were already gathering despite the early hour. Prince Louis pointed excitedly at the colorful decorations adorning buildings along their route, while Princess Charlotte waved politely at groups of well-wishers who recognized their passing vehicle. Prince George maintained a more reserved demeanor but couldn't hide his fascination. With the spectacle unfolding around them, William and Catherine exchanged quiet conversations about the day's schedule and the children's needs during the lengthy ceremony. Their experience with major royal events had taught them the importance of maintaining their children's comfort and engagement throughout extended public appearances. Small snacks and quiet activities had been discreetly prepared to help the younger children manage the formal requirements of the coronation service. The London streets began to reveal increasing crowds as they approached the heart of the city. Barriers lined the procession route, and uniformed officers maintained order among the growing throngs of spectators. The festive atmosphere was palpable with flags, banners, and commemorative decorations creating a carnival-like environment throughout the historic city center. Catherine pointed out significant landmarks to the children as they passed, using the journey as an educational opportunity to reinforce their connection to British history and tradition. Her gentle explanations helped the children understand their role in the day's events while building their appreciation for the heritage they would one day help preserve and continue. The motorcade's progress through London provided a preview of the massive public interest in the coronation ceremony. Television crews positioned at strategic locations captured footage of the family's journey, while photographers with long-range lenses documented every moment of their passage through the city. The global media attention reflected the worldwide fascination with the British royal family and the historic nature of the day's events. Prince William used the travel time to offer final words of encouragement to his children, reminding them of proper protocol while emphasizing that they should also try to enjoy this once-in-a-lifetime experience. His calm guidance helped settle any remaining nerves while building their confidence for the public scrutiny they would face at Westminster Abbey. As they drew closer to their destination, the sounds of celebration grew louder outside their vehicle. Military bands could be heard practicing in the distance, while the excited chatter of crowds created a constant backdrop of anticipation. The Wales family sat together in comfortable unity, ready to take their places in one of the most significant royal ceremonies in recent British history. The journey was nearly complete, and Westminster Abbey awaited their arrival. Westminster Abbey came into view as their motorcade turned the final corner, its ancient towers rising majestically against the London skyline. The site of the historic cathedral, decorated with ceremonial banners and surrounded by thousands of gathered spectators, created a breathtaking scene that took even the experienced royal family members by surprise. The sheer scale of the event became fully apparent as they approached the Abbey's entrance. The crowds lining the streets erupted in cheers as people recognized the Wales family's approaching vehicles. Union Jack flags waved enthusiastically while cameras flashed from every direction, creating a sea of light and color that dazzled the senses. The children pressed closer to their windows, amazed by the overwhelming display of public support and celebration surrounding their grandfather's coronation. Catherine smoothed her coat one final time and checked her reflection in the window, ensuring every detail of her appearance remained perfect for the historic moment ahead. Her years of experience in the public eye had taught her the importance of maintaining composure under intense scrutiny, and she radiated the calm confidence that had made her beloved by the British people and admired around the world. Prince William reviewed the entry protocol with his children one last time, his voice gentle but clear as he reminded them of the proper procedures for their Abbey entrance. The formal nature of the coronation required precise timing and behavior, but he balanced these requirements with reassurance that they would do wonderfully and make their family proud through their participation in this momentous ceremony. The motorcade slowed as they approached the designated arrival area, where red carpeting had been laid out to create a formal pathway from their vehicles to the Abbey entrance. Ceremonial guards stood at attention while church officials and government representatives waited to greet the arriving royal family members. The precision of the arrangements reflected months of careful planning and preparation. Security personnel conducted their final checks as the vehicles came to a complete stop. The coordination required to safely manage the arrival of numerous royal family members and dignitaries had been rehearsed extensively, and every team member knew their specific role in ensuring the smooth execution of this critical phase of the coronation proceedings. Prince Louis bounced slightly in his seat as he caught sight of the impressive military formation surrounding the Abbey. The colorful uniforms and ceremonial weapons of the various guard units created a spectacular display that captured his young imagination while demonstrating the pageantry and tradition associated with major royal ceremonies. His parents smiled at his excitement while gently reminding him to maintain proper decorum. The first vehicle doors opened, and the Wales family began their careful exit onto the red carpet. Catherine emerged first, her graceful movements immediately drawing the attention of photographers and television cameras positioned around the arrival area. Her poise and elegance set the tone for the entire family's public appearance as they prepared to enter the historic Abbey. William stepped out beside his wife, his military bearing and natural authority evident as he surveyed the scene before helping guide his children from their vehicle. The couple's practiced coordination during public appearances reflected their years of partnership and shared commitment to their royal duties. And their children benefited from their parents' calm confidence and gentle guidance. Prince George followed his parents with careful dignity, his young face serious as he took in the magnitude of the occasion. The future heir to the throne showed remarkable composure for his age, walking with measured steps while maintaining the proper posture and demeanor expected during formal royal ceremonies. His natural maturity impressed observers and demonstrated the careful preparation he had received for his public role. Princess Charlotte stepped onto the red carpet with characteristic confidence, her bright smile and natural charm immediately endearing her to the watching crowds. The young princess had developed considerable skill at public appearances, balancing appropriate formality with her genuine warmth and engaging personality. Her presence added a touch of youthful joy to the solemn proceedings while maintaining perfect protocol. Prince Louis emerged last, his excitement barely contained as he took in the incredible spectacle surrounding Westminster Abbey. The youngest Wales child looked around with wide-eyed wonder at the crowds, decorations and ceremony unfolding around him. His parents stayed close, ready to provide gentle guidance while allowing him to experience the full impact of this historic moment. The family grouped together on the red carpet, creating a striking image of unity and continuity that would be captured by photographers and remembered for generations. Their coordinated appearance, from Catherine's elegant coat to the children's perfectly fitted formal wear, demonstrated the careful attention to detail that characterized major royal events while showcasing their natural grace and dignity. Church officials approached to provide a formal welcome and brief the family on the entry procedures for the coronation service. The Archbishop and senior clergy members offered warm greetings while ensuring everyone understood the timing and positioning required for their entrance into the abbey. Their guidance helped ease any remaining concerns about the complex ceremonial requirements ahead. The sounds of the waiting congregation inside Westminster Abbey could be heard as the family prepared for their entrance. Organ music and the gentle murmur of voices created an atmosphere of reverent anticipation that reminded everyone of the spiritual significance underlying the day's political and ceremonial importance. The coronation represented not just a transfer of power, but a sacred commitment to service and duty. William offered his arm to Catherine as they prepared to lead their children into the abbey, their partnership evident in this simple gesture of mutual support. The couple had faced numerous challenges together during their years of royal service, and their strength as a team would be crucial during the emotional intensity of witnessing the coronation ceremony that would formally confirm William's father as king. As they moved toward the abbey entrance, the Wales family embodied the grace, dignity, and hope that the British people associated with their monarchy. Their presence at the coronation represented both continuity, with centuries of tradition, and promise for the future evolution of the royal institution. The historic doors of Westminster Abbey opened to receive them, ready to witness their participation in this defining moment of British royal history. The ancient doors of Westminster Abbey opened to reveal the breathtaking interior, transformed for the coronation into a scene of unparalleled splendor. Golden light streamed through the stained glass windows, casting colorful patterns across the stone floors where kings and queens had been crowned for nearly 1,000 years. The Wales family paused momentarily at the threshold, taking in the magnificent sight that awaited them within the historic cathedral. Catherine guided her children through the entrance with practiced grace, her gentle touch on their shoulders providing reassurance as they entered the most sacred space in British royal tradition. The abbey's soaring Gothic arches seemed to stretch endlessly upward, creating an atmosphere of reverence and majesty that impressed even the youngest members of the family. Prince Louis whispered quietly to his mother, his voice filled with awe at the incredible sight before them. The congregation that filled Westminster Abbey represented the cream of British society and international dignitaries from around the world. Prime ministers, presidents, and royal family members from dozens of nations had gathered to witness this historic moment, creating an assembly of global importance rarely seen in modern times. The carefully arranged seating reflected centuries of protocol while accommodating the diverse group of witnesses to the coronation ceremony. Prince William nodded respectfully, to familiar faces as they made their way down the aisle, his military training evident in his perfect posture and measured pace. The future king acknowledged fellow royal family members and government officials with appropriate dignity, while maintaining focus on guiding his family to their designated seats. His calm demeanor helped steady his children's nerves as they navigated the intense scrutiny of the assembled crowd. Princess Charlotte walked with remarkable poise between her parents, her eyes taking in every detail of the abbey's decorations and the elaborate ceremony preparations. The young princess had inherited her mother's natural grace and her father's sense of duty, and these qualities shone through as she participated in one of the most significant events of her young life. Her confident bearing impressed observers and demonstrated the careful preparation she had received for her public role. Prince George maintained his serious expression as they progressed through the abbey, understanding intuitively that this moment would be remembered throughout his lifetime and beyond. The future heir showed maturity beyond his years as he observed the historic ceremony unfolding around him, absorbing lessons about duty, service, and the weight of royal responsibility that would shape his future role as king. The family took their places in the front section reserved for immediate royal family members, their positioning reflecting their important place in the line of succession and their central role in the monarchy's future. Catherine helped ensure the children were comfortable in their seats while William surveyed the assembled congregation, recognizing the historic significance of the diverse group gathered to witness his father's coronation. Prince Louis settled into his seat with barely contained excitement, his young eyes darting between the colorful ceremonial elements surrounding him and the important figures filling the abbey. His parents remained close, ready to provide gentle guidance and quiet entertainment during the lengthy ceremony ahead. The youngest Wales child's natural enthusiasm brought smiles to nearby observers while maintaining appropriate respect for the solemn occasion. The organ music swelled as the formal ceremony began, its powerful notes reverberating through the ancient stone walls and creating an atmosphere of sacred majesty that touched everyone present. The musical selections, chosen specifically for the coronation, included both traditional hymns and specially commissioned pieces that reflected the contemporary relevance of the monarchy while honoring its historic roots. Ceremonial processions began moving through the abbey as various officials took their designated positions for the coronation service. The complexity of the arrangements, refined over centuries of royal ceremonies, unfolded with precision as clergy members, government representatives, and royal household staff participated in their carefully rehearsed roles. The Wales family watched with fascination as the ancient ritual came to life before their eyes. Catherine pointed out significant elements of the ceremony to her children, using whispered explanations to help them understand the symbolic importance of each ritual component. Her educational approach helped maintain their engagement while deepening their appreciation for the traditions they would someday help preserve and continue. The children listened intently, absorbing both the immediate experience and the deeper meanings their mother revealed. The anticipation in the abbey grew palpable as the moment approached for the new king's entrance. Centuries of tradition culminated in this singular moment when the crown would pass to a new generation, and the Wales family had front-row seats to witness this historic transfer of royal authority. The weight of the moment pressed gently on everyone present, creating a shared sense of participating in living history. William reached over to squeeze Catherine's hand, their connection providing mutual strength as they prepared to witness his father's coronation. The couple had supported each other through numerous challenges and celebrations during their years together, and this moment represented perhaps the most significant royal ceremony they would witness until William's own eventual coronation decades in the future. The children sat with remarkable composure, their careful preparation evident in their appropriate behavior. Despite the lengthy ceremony and intense public scrutiny, palace staff and tutors had worked extensively with each child to ensure they understood proper protocol while maintaining their natural personalities and comfort during this demanding public appearance. Their success in balancing these requirements impressed observers and demonstrated the effective guidance they had received. Photographers and television cameras captured every moment of the Wales family's participation in the coronation, creating historical records that would be treasured for generations to come. The images of the children witnessing their grandfather's coronation would become iconic representations of royal continuity and the passing of tradition from one generation to the next. As the ceremony progressed toward its climax, the Wales family sat united in their witness to this defining moment in British royal history. Their presence represented both the monarchy's deep roots in tradition and its continued evolution to meet the needs of contemporary society. Westminster Abbey held them all in its ancient embrace, connecting them to centuries of royal history, while launching them toward an uncertain but promising future. The moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived, as the newly crowned king made his first appearance, wearing the ancient crown of St. Edward. The weight of 1,000 years of royal tradition rested upon his head as he processed through Westminster Abbey, transformed from prince to monarch in a ceremony that connected him to every ruler who had come before. The Wales family rose with the entire congregation, their emotions evident as they witnessed this historic transformation. Prince William's face reflected a mixture of pride, respect, and deep emotion as he watched his father assume the full responsibilities of kingship. The complexity of their relationship over the years had evolved into mutual understanding and support, and this moment represented not just a transfer of royal authority, but a deeply personal milestone in their family's journey. Catherine placed a supportive hand on her husband's arm, understanding the profound significance this moment held for him. The children watched with wide-eyed fascination as their grandfather processed past their seats, the magnificent crown catching the light from the Abbey's stained glass windows. Prince George seemed to understand intuitively that he was witnessing a preview of his own distant future, while Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis marveled at the spectacle of their familiar grandfather transformed into the embodiment of royal majesty and authority. The congregation's response to the newly crowned monarch created a thunderous sound that reverberated through the ancient stone walls of Westminster Abbey. Voices, raised in celebration, mixed with the triumphant organ music to create an atmosphere of overwhelming joy and reverence that touched everyone present. The Wales family added their voices to this historic chorus, their participation connecting them to this defining moment of their nation's history. Catherine's eyes glistened with unshed tears as she observed the ceremony's emotional climax, understanding both the personal and public significance of what they were witnessing. Her role as future queen consort gave her unique insight into the weight of responsibility being formally transferred to her father-in-law, and she felt deep respect for his commitment to a lifetime of service that would continue until his final day. The elaborate ceremony continued with additional rituals and blessings, each element carrying symbolic meaning that had been refined over centuries of royal coronations. The Wales children remained remarkably attentive throughout the extended proceedings, their careful preparation evident in their appropriate behavior, despite the ceremony's length and complexity. Their parents' gentle guidance and quiet encouragement helped maintain their engagement and comfort. Prince Louis occasionally leaned over to whisper questions to his mother, his curiosity about the ceremonial elements providing touching moments of childlike wonder amid the formal proceedings. Catherine's patient explanations helped him understand what he was witnessing, while maintaining the reverent atmosphere required by the sacred ceremony. His innocent observations brought gentle smiles to nearby observers who appreciated his genuine engagement. The music throughout the ceremony provided a powerful, emotional backdrop that enhanced every ritual element and created moments of transcendent beauty that would be remembered by everyone present. The specially selected pieces included both traditional compositions associated with royal ceremonies and contemporary works that reflected the modern monarchy's relevance and connection to current British society. William's military background helped him maintain perfect composure throughout the ceremony, though careful observers could detect the deep emotion he felt witnessing his father's coronation. The formal transfer of royal authority represented both continuity with centuries of tradition and the beginning of a new chapter in British royal history that would eventually include his own coronation decades in the future. The international representatives in attendance created a global witness to this uniquely British ceremony, their presence reflecting the monarchy's continued relevance and influence in world affairs. The Wales family's participation in this international gathering demonstrated their role as representatives of modern Britain and their commitment to maintaining the country's historic relationships with nations around the world. As the ceremony approached its conclusion, The atmosphere in Westminster Abbey reached a peak of emotional intensity that left few observers unmoved. The combination of ancient tradition, magnificent music, and profound personal significance created a perfect storm of feelings that touched everyone present, from the youngest participants to the most experienced royal observers and international dignitaries. Photography and television coverage captured every moment of the Wales family's participation, creating historical records that would preserve their experience for future generations to study and appreciate. The images of the children witnessing their grandfather's coronation would become treasured family memories as well as important historical documents showing the monarchy's continuity across generations. The ceremonial elements continued with precision timing that reflected months of careful planning and rehearsal by hundreds of participants. Church officials, military personnel, government representatives, and royal household staff all played their carefully orchestrated roles in creating a flawless execution of one of the most complex ceremonies in British tradition. Princess Charlotte's natural confidence shone through even during the most formal moments of the ceremony, her engaging personality evident despite the serious nature of the proceedings. The young princess had developed remarkable skill at public appearances, and her comfort during this historic event demonstrated her growing understanding of her royal responsibilities and her natural aptitude for public service. The Wales family's unity throughout the ceremony provided a powerful image of continuity and stability that resonated with observers both in Westminster Abbey and watching around the world. Their coordinated appearance, appropriate behavior, and obvious emotional connection to the proceedings reinforced public confidence in the monarchy's future and the careful preparation being provided to the next generation of royal family members. As the final elements of the coronation ceremony unfolded, the Wales family remained focused and engaged, understanding that they were participating in a once-in-a-lifetime historical event that would be remembered and studied for generations to come. Their presence at this defining moment of British royal history connected them permanently to this transformation of their family and their nation's future under new royal leadership. The coronation ceremony reached its magnificent conclusion as the newly crowned king processed toward the Abbey's exit. The weight of the crown and the responsibility it represented now fully his to bear. The Wales family joined the formal procession, walking with dignity and grace as they prepared to leave Westminster Abbey and face the celebration that awaited them outside. Their participation in this historic ceremony had been flawless, and their emotional connection to the proceedings was evident to everyone who observed them. Prince William offered his arm to Catherine as they rose from their seats, their partnership evident in this simple gesture of mutual support during one of the most significant days of their lives. The couple had weathered numerous challenges and celebrated many triumphs together, but few moments had carried the historical weight and personal significance of witnessing the coronation that would reshape their family's future and their own eventual path to the throne. The children gathered around their parents with remarkable composure, their careful preparation evident in their appropriate behavior, despite the ceremony's length and the intense scrutiny they had faced throughout the proceedings. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis had each contributed to the family's dignified presence at this historic event, demonstrating the effective guidance they had received and their own natural grace under pressure. As they moved toward the Abbey's exit, the sounds of celebration from the crowds outside grew louder and more joyful. The British people had waited patiently throughout the lengthy ceremony, and their enthusiasm for greeting the newly crowned monarch and the royal family created an atmosphere of national celebration that extended far beyond Westminster Abbey's ancient walls. The anticipation was palpable as the moment approached for their emergence into the London sunshine. Catherine helped ensure each child was properly prepared for their exit into the public eye, her motherly attention to detail evident in small adjustments to their clothing and gentle reminders about proper behavior during the procession back to their vehicles. Her years of experience in the public spotlight had taught her the importance of these final moments when public attention would be most intense and lasting impressions would be formed. The organ music that had provided such a powerful backdrop throughout the ceremony now shifted to triumphant recessional pieces that reflected the joy and celebration appropriate to the successful completion of the coronation. The magnificent sounds filled every corner of Westminster Abbey, creating a musical send-off that matched the grandeur of the historic event that had just concluded within the sacred walls. Prince Louis bounced slightly on his toes as they approached the doors, his excitement at seeing the waiting crowds barely contained, despite his parents' gentle reminders about proper deportment. The youngest Wales child had shown remarkable patience and appropriate behavior throughout the lengthy ceremony, and his natural enthusiasm added a touch of authentic joy to the family's formal departure from the Abbey. The doors of Westminster Abbey opened to reveal a scene of incredible celebration outside, with thousands of people cheering wildly as they caught their first glimpse of the royal family following the coronation ceremony. Union Jack flags waved enthusiastically while photographers captured every moment of their emergence into the London sunlight. The overwhelming display of public support and celebration created a carnival atmosphere that delighted both the family and the watching world. William paused momentarily to take in the incredible sight of the crowds celebrating his father's coronation, his own emotions evident as he processed the personal and historical significance of everything they had just witnessed. The future king understood that this moment marked not just his father's formal assumption of royal duties, but also his own step closer to the throne and the responsibilities that would someday be his to bear. The Wales family moved together down the Abbey steps with perfect coordination, their unity evident in every step as they navigated the intense public attention and media coverage. Catherine's elegant movements and William's dignified bearing set the tone for their children, who followed their parents' example while maintaining their own natural personalities and charm that had endeared them to the British people. Princess Charlotte waved politely to sections of the crowd, her natural confidence and engaging personality shining through even during this formal occasion. The young princess had developed considerable skill at public appearances, and her comfort with the attention demonstrated her growing understanding of her royal role and her natural aptitude for connecting with the British people who would someday look to her for leadership and inspiration. Prince George maintained his serious expression as they descended the Abbey steps, though careful observers could detect his fascination with the incredible spectacle surrounding them. The future heir to the throne showed remarkable maturity for his age, understanding intuitively that this moment would be remembered throughout his lifetime and that his behavior was being observed and recorded for posterity. The family's return to their waiting vehicles provided a final opportunity for the crowds to express their celebration and support for both the newly crowned monarch and the Wales family who represented the monarchy's future. The cheering reached deafening levels as people strained for final glimpses of the children who had captured hearts around the world with their natural charm and appropriate behavior during this historic ceremony as they settled into their vehicles for the return journey. The Wales family carried with them memories of one of the most significant days in recent British royal history. Their participation in the coronation had been marked by grace, dignity, and obvious emotional connection to the proceedings, creating lasting impressions that would enhance their reputation and strengthen public support for the monarchy's continued relevance. The motorcade began its journey back through London's decorated streets, carrying the Wales family away from Westminster Abbey, but toward their continued role in the evolving story of the British royal family. Their flawless participation in the coronation ceremony had demonstrated their readiness for the increased responsibilities that lay ahead, and their commitment to serving the British people with the same dedication and dignity that had marked this historic day. The coronation was complete, and the Wales family had played their part with perfect grace and elegance, creating memories that would last their lifetimes and contributing to one of the most successful royal ceremonies in modern British history. Their unity, dignity, and obvious love for each other had provided the British people with confidence in the monarchy's future and hope for continued royal leadership that would serve the nation with distinction for generations to come.